Business Value podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition their business on their terms. Our mission was born from the lessons we've learned from over 100 business transactions, which fuels our desire to share our experiences and wisdom so you can succeed. Now here's your host, CEO of Mastery Partners, Tom Bronson.
Hi, this is Tom Bronson, and welcome to Maximize Business Value, a podcast for business owners who are passionate about building long-term sustainable value in their businesses. I'm going to say it again. Say it with me. If you remember the line, every business on the planet will eventually transition. Wouldn't it be better to transition your business on your own terms by design rather than default? So if you're a business owner who really wants to maximize the value of your business and transition your business eventually on your terms, you found the right podcast. This episode is part of the series from my latest book, where we're basically recording the audible version of the book, chapter after chapter. It's Maximize Business Value Playbook, available on Amazon, 65 specific actions to dramatically increase the value of your business. Today, we're on one of my favorite chapters. Now, it's a money chapter. If you remember what the money chapters are, the money chapters are the really important ones. You got to do these things in order to have a well-run, valuable business. So this is one of those money chapters. I know you're if you're like most business owners, you don't do this. You know you need to do this, but you don't do it. We're going to talk about why you should be doing it. It is budgeting before year end. Here we go. A budget appropriately used is a roadmap for the future. Too many small businesses just don't budget. And that's a mistake, in my opinion. You know, as the Cheshire Cat wisely said, if you don't know where you're going, well, any road will take you there. Many businesses do create budgets, but not until far into the accounting period for which they're budgeting. For example, I'm ashamed to admit, but I've run businesses that didn't budget until the end of the first quarter. By then, we were budgeting history and not the future. We're not making a plan for the future. It's so important to budget for the upcoming year before the year starts. Now, please note that there is another school of thought on this. Somebody disagrees with me. I can't imagine that, because this is sage advice that I'm giving you. But in his book, Good Profits, one of the most successful entrepreneurs on the planet, Charles Koch advocates against budgeting. Now, he says that budgets just give people a reason to spend money. Now, no one can argue with his success. After all, he and his brother have built Koch Industries, one of the largest privately held companies globally, and they are among the world's wealthiest people because of it. So there's no doubt that Charles Koch is brilliant. But unless your business is operating at that level, budgets are important, and they are significant, and they should be used to help you manage the business. Now, creating a budget forces the business owner and the team to think strategically about the business for the upcoming year. It provides an opportunity to consider investments and develop a growth strategy. More on that in the chapters coming up on sales and marketing. It is my experience that having a budget just makes the business more efficient. If items are budgeted in advance, decisions can be made more quickly and possibly without the need of a meeting or a committee. Doing this avoids the discussion of every investment or expenditure individually throughout the year. You talk about all of that stuff in advance and make decisions on those things. For example, in one year, we budgeted for the purchase of and implementation, of course, of a new customer relationship management, CRM system in the third quarter of the upcoming year. During the first 2 quarters, we evaluated our options, and then we were ready to pull the trigger. And when the time came, we could do so without the need of seeking approval from the executive team or from the board of directors. Why? Because we planned in advance and we knew where we were going with it. And it was okay to make the investment because we did the research. So planning in advance is so much better than addressing these issues as they come up in the course of the business. My MBV, tongue twister there, maximize business value recommended actions today. Number 1, put a reminder on your calendar. Go there right now to start budgeting by the end of your 3rd quarter every year. Put it on as an annual reminder. By the way, we're almost there. It's almost time to start doing that right now in your business. Make sure it's complete before year end. Number 2, so number 1, the action items, just put it on the calendar, right? Number 2, make a point to include revenue by category, cost of goods sold by category, and expenses grouped by department on the budget. It can make budgeting so much easier and you can see profitability a little bit better. Number 3, search the blog post at my favorite website, masterypartners.com, for budget. And in there, you'll find a how-to guide, and it'll teach you step by step how to go through that process. So next week, now that you're thinking about budgeting, next week, we're going to talk about what to do with that budget. It might be surprising. Don't miss it. This is the Maximize Business Value podcast, where we give practical advice to business owners on how to build long-term sustainable value in your business. This is the first time you've heard the Maximize Business Value podcast. Well, there's now more than 170 episodes just packed with great information waiting to be downloaded wherever you found this podcast. So go download them right now. You can find them on Audible. You can find them on Apple Podcasts. You can find them on Spotify. Yeah, everywhere that you can find a podcast, you can find a channel with us on it. So until next time, I'm Tom Bronson, reminding you to pick one thing. Just pick one thing. Maybe it's budgeting. Pick one thing to dramatically improve the value of your business today, and then go do it while you maximize business value.
Thank you for tuning into the Maximize Business Value podcast with Tom Bronson. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition on their terms. Learn more on how to build long-term sustainable business value and get free value-building tools by visiting our website, www.masterypartners.com. That's master with a Y, masterypartners.com. Check it out.
That was perfect. I wouldn't make any changes on that.